19 goals, 18 goals, not 11.
18, okay, yeah, thank you, my brother. 18 goals. And now we have a league where before even mid-season, someone has scored 38. AL has so much depletion. It's just that Michael Ballack don't want to take your ball. Below average.
I've been now from Odibo. He wasn't there. They bought him after the
95.1 Today Sports Live.
Good evening, guys.
Good evening to you. Name and location and contribution.
Simon for remote, Maya.
Simon, go ahead.
My own opinion. Let me start by saying, please, I prefer Van Persie. For me, is not better than Aubameyang.
We are not doing that comparison. Simon, calm down. Simon, calm down. Simon, calm down. We are not doing that comparison, all right? The point of discussion is Van Dijk, all right? And the comment about Ballack.
I know.
So don't take us to that comparison, please.
Mm-hmm. Then for Van Dijk, I will not say that Van Dijk is his best defender, all-time best defender. But I will still say that Van Dijk is very good. Yeah, I will go with Fentiment maybe because he's not playing in a team that I'm supporting. Let me tell you one thing. Van Dijk in Premiership last season is not only the best defender in the world.
Okay.
If he has said they're better than Lionel Messi,
but
and consider 3 goals in the first leg.
That was all those they are rugged, even a hero then.
Okay.
Even Campus then,
All right, Simon.
Thank you.
I appreciate your call this evening. 95.1 Today Sports Live. Name and location and contribution. Okay, we lost you right there. Do what to call us back. A Liverpool legend has debunked Steve Nicol, right, in the Premier League. He said, and I'm going to quote him, well, I'm interested to know which part of his game he's not happy with, because if you're looking for a physical battle, I tell you watch, but don't tell me that Drogba would walk all over him physically. Pace-wise, I don't remember seeing anybody, whether it's the Premier League or the Champions League, running past this guy, so that's not a problem. Can he pass the ball? Yes, he can pass the ball. I'd love to know which part of Van Dijk's game he thinks will be susceptible to any of these strikers that he was talking about. End of quote. Back to the phone lines. 95.1 Today Sports Live.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Albert, go ahead with the contribution.
Albert. Please, sir. There is something I want people to clear. Not when Vichy Van Dijk moved to Liverpool, he was rated as the best in the EPL. You understand? You should go check. When the speculation was coming that he was about to move to Liverpool, he was already rated as the best defender. That is why the tax price of Vichy Van Dijk was so very high when that was starting. How do you think you will get a player for that kind of club at that time? For that kind of specific price of money? You understand? That is what people do. They should go and say he was rated as the best defender for starting.
All right.
He moved to Liverpool.
Okay.
Not for Liverpool direct. You understand?
Okay. All right.
You see it. He was the best for Southampton in the Premiership. Before he moved to Liverpool, not for Liverpool. No,
that is not even the argument. That is not the argument. Nobody is questioning his capability or his, his qualities. I mean, he's a very brilliant defender, no doubt.
Okay.
Best defender in the Premier League, even in the world at the moment. But is he the all-time best, or would he have thrived the way he's doing now? When he had those great strikers back in the day. Andy Cole scored 34 goals in one season. Alan Shearer scored 34 goals as well in one season. Jimmy Floyd has the banks of this world. The Drogba strikers. That's the question.
All right. Before I get back to the phone lines, let me take this one from Twitter. Lotana with the handle has Steve. Lotana says, "Yeah, I saw that news. Michael Ballack is right. VVD, that's Virgil van Dijk, is just overhyped. Who is VVD? Where Vidic and Terry are? 3 seasons ago, he is in Southampton trying to impress one coach. For Christ's sake, I would choose that's Varane over him. Thank you. Do you know, it goes on to say, do you know VVD can't hold Robin Van Persie? That's for Leicester City. In Sportgar, the German league. 95.1 Today Sports Live.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening to you. Name and location, contribution.
My name is Europe. I'm calling from Dube.
Europe from Dube, go ahead.
Yeah, it seems Ballack don't even understand the advent of Vincent Kompany. Vincent Kompany said that no defender in Premier League has made instant impact in a team.
Ballack is not arguing on the premise of Vincent Kompany's statements. When you link it like that, they're making it look like the man is speaking up from when Vincent Kompany ended, right? He's giving his own opinion.
Yes.
all the attackers he called, all the guys, how many of them broke Salah's record? So
what record does Salah have, please? What's the record of Salah? I would like to know
honestly, I really want to know this.
Salah.
Wisdom started this.
32 goals in one season.
Salah's record.
And Nico scored 34. Alan Shearer scored 34 in 94.
95.1 Today Sports Live. Okay, we lost it right there. On Twitter, Ifeanyi Wadike says, "Good day, guys. Balak is 1000% correct. Virgil van Dijk is just a glorified coloration."
Good evening. You are talking with no photocopy. People.
Go ahead, no photocopy.
I think the record of the two men, I will not join issue with the triple because they are entitled to their opinion. But the record of those two guys, Van Dijk and Salah, speaks for them.
Okay.
We know how Alan Shearer scored and Andy Cole scored since 1994, 1995 season, scored 35 goals. Nobody was able to score more than 30 goals since that time. For 20
years. 34, not 35.
Okay, sorry, thank you for that. Until Salah came in his first season, he scored 82, which Cristiano Ronaldo, Drogba, and the rest in their time could not do it. The talk of Van Dijk, we have seen what Van Dijk have come to do in Liverpool. When Van Dijk arrived Liverpool.
All right, no photocopy. We appreciate you calling in. Talk to another caller, 95.1 Today Sports Live. Name and location.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening to you. Your name and location and contribution. We greet you.
Good evening,
Emmanuel, go ahead.
Please, can I really get the understanding? Are we trying to compare Van Dijk to the strikers we used to have in the old?
For avoidance of doubt and for clarity, I'm going to take Michael Ballack's statement one more time, all right? So that we can be clear. Michael Ballack said, Virgil van Dijk is very lucky to play in an era where there is no Didier Drogba, Frank Lampard, Alan Shearer, Thierry Henry, Rooney, Van Persie, Carlos Tevez, Adebayo, and Diego Costa in the Premier League. No wonder they think he is the best defender in the league.
He's spot on. In fact, he's 100 over 100.
All right.
Very correct.
Okay.
The fact is, you see, football had moved from, let me use the word, from analog manual to what it is today, scientific. Scientific, the message of no longer, excitement is no longer there. You don't even enjoy the football where we used to watch the likes of this guy in AC Milan. Let me remind me his name.
For which club?
The great AC Milan. He used to be a striker then. I just want to look at Chelsea. He couldn't do too well.
Is it
Shevchenko?
Shevchenko is very good. Is it TH Flo? Is it Alan Shearer? Come on.
Okay.
There's no. It's very correct.
All right.
Very correct.
All right. Appreciate you calling in. Thank you very much. Okay, we lost that particular one. I'll pick one or two more calls, and from there we move straight up to discussing Nigerian football, the most exciting of all of them, if you ask me. 95.1 Today Sports Live. Yeah?
Europe, I come back again.
All right, Europe. Quickly.
I said I've scored 34 goals in a 22-man table. 22 months, they are 22 in the Premier League. That's why he scored 34 goals. 20 goals, nobody has scored 32 goals except Mo Salah.
Okay.
Nobody.
Salah scored 32 goals, right? I said Salah scored Andy Cole
20.
It doesn't matter whether they are 22 or 20. How many?
Go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, he's done. Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, I agree to you.
Good evening.
A defender, and he talk about striking that you are very technical. I have a person like Thierry Henry who can take from the side and still score. If you have an area that there's no sharp striker that can take you, Nicolas Pepe was the first person to dribble past Virgil van Dijk. Who is Nicolas Pepe? To talk of when they talk about people like this former Greece guy that playing out in Alexander Lep in dribble. So Michael
Ballack is spot on for you, right?
Sorry, Michael Ballack is very right.
Oh, okay. All right.
Let's
Twitter later to take your comments and contribution. But in the meantime, let's switch gears on the show this evening and discuss the most exciting of them all, football from the domestic scene.
No matter the stage, there's still room for greatness. No matter the stage, there's power to conquer. There's power inside. There's a
With the power of Nigeria, we can start discussing football from the domestic scene right now, and we start from the Nationwide League One, where the chief operating officer worth $500 million. While responding to questions on former soccer platform Family United by Football, the Astute Football Administrator noted, in case you don't know, Nationwide League One is very popular in South America and Asia. FIFA Secure Wide League One is being followed all over the world. Coronavirus that keeps ravaging the world. Ogunowo hours of more than 50 games in the NLO last season with efficient and effective digital broadcast. He said, our deal with mykoju.tv is fine. We are going to live stream more than 200 matches when the football family returns. The former sport officer and Calabar see them as Nationwide League One. He said, and I quote, the league will surely be might not be met. Certainly, we will achieve the not league for Division 1, Division 2, and Division 3 because the Nigeria Football Federation has given us a standing instruction that once the league resume, it must end in 8 weeks. So we have already set our project and plan in place. The board has met and a decision has been taken and forwarded to Nigeria Football Federation and NFF. We are only waiting for Nigerian government to give us go ahead to start putting stakes. Meka, if the Nationwide League One is worth this much, why don't we see money coming around? I mean, to the league itself. I mean, money going around.
No, he made it clear. It's in betting stakes. You know, It's not like India. You know, as people in South America and Asia. You know, that's the worth of the league. For the Premier League or the La Liga, you'll be amazed. You know,
the figures
there, but it doesn't give you the exact worth of the league. This is what just people. The money doesn't belong to the league. You know, it has nothing to do with Nigeria. It's just that for the league, because it's Betway, whatever. Name those sites. MPFL, NNL, they are all struggling financially. You know, so you'll be wondering if you mention that amount, and you say, how come people put in the league in terms of betting over there in South America and Asia? Don't Wisdom, do you bet? You don't need to be very familiar with a particular league
to bet.
For you, you can say you have watched trends. You understand the team very well. You know the players, you know the coaches, and what have you. Unlike in the Premier League or La Liga or the major leagues or even the Champions League competition, Champions League competition, where we sit down here and say, Arsenal is playing Bayern Munich. We understand the strength of these two sides. We can say, Bayern Munich will win. It's been played at the Allianz Arena. Bayern Munich will win. Then you can even give them over 2.5 goals. And what have you, because you know this team very well. That might not necessarily be the case for the smaller leagues, especially, I've seen so many people bet, in matches involving Belarusian teams, Nicaragua, Argentina, Ecuador, and what have you. They don't know these teams, but necessarily mean the league is popular because, yes, exactly, because people are placing bets, on it. And it's not only the NLO, it's same across board, exactly. Across the whole world, virtually all the leagues you can bet on them, and at the end of the day, it doesn't make those leagues too popular. We know the popular leagues, don't we?
Surprisingly,
even in Africa here, the MPFL is not as popular as the South African league, that's the PSL, the Moroccan league, the Tunisian, all these North African leagues. Our MPFL is not as popular as these leagues. Not to talk of the Nationwide League, which is the third tier of Nigerian football. The NNL is even above the Nationwide League. You understand?
Now, surprisingly, Emeka, the man is saying, in case you don't know, Nationwide League One is very popular in South America and Asia. That was why I asked you that question. Does it reflect proper followership? Because if you are talking about popularity, you mentioned the likes of the English Premier League, Spanish La Liga, where people could sit and discuss in debating stakes, price money to rate the popularity of the league. Wisdom, there is a deal, that's live streamed Nationwide League matches, mykoju.tv, and according to this report, last season 50 games were streamed by this particular deal, and the man said that they are going to live stream more than 200 matches when the football finally returns. And I'm asking, why is it so difficult for the MPFL, which is piece of Nigerian football now, to adopt the same measure? We've been crying about having our league on TV, which is a strategic starting point that will induce other things to follow. Now, this is the Nationwide League. Have a deal that live stream their matches. 50 matches were live streamed last season, and they are looking at projecting 200 matches. Why is it so difficult for the MPFL to follow suit?
All right, I'll start first by asking you a question. Did you see any of those 50 games?
Well, I didn't go to the site to live stream.
Okay, that's the first question, because I think we've gone past that level in this country where people say things and we just take it hook, line, and sinker. We must ask ourselves questions too. He said 50 matches. During the days when the NLO was on, the National League One was on, we did everything. I personally did everything. If it was live on a particular TV, why didn't we hear it since? To say, okay, we know probably partnership, we've heard about partner. If you have a league going on in the way I know Nigeria to be, even if it's one game that is shown per season, they will blow trumpet of it to the high heavens. But we didn't hear anything like that. So I think first, with all due respect to him, I will not accept that, because they never told us games were going on any particular platform. And as at then, I can count journalists, even in Rivers State here, that I know, that could not even would call me probably, please, the place you saw that the result the last time I broadcast rights and maybe showing our games on TV, is a question that has been begging for answers for a long time. They said they don't have the money to actually cover those games, because they made estimates that were quite huge in terms of covering every single match and bringing it to the SIFC team come to Port Harcourt here. And we saw the games on Facebook. That's why this man is saying, I'm sorry, with all due respect to him.
But he mentioned it's not like he said something vague.
They would have told us.
He mentioned a site. MyCuju.tv.
There are no problems. It's a site.
MyCujo.tv.
Once we leave the studio, I'll go back, and there's no history they have. I can't trace out. So, but that's by the way. So, I think on their own, as a league, the NLO, MPFL, what have you, we have not actually found who cover the games they showed here in Rivers State. Can we even find those ones on Facebook? Who will stream and manage to watch those games if we can actually see it? It's a league where I feel some people don't even, I feel probably some stakeholders don't even want it to be on TV. All those costs they estimate is quite huge, no doubt. I'm not arguing that, but probably they're looking at the next level of things. We can start with what we have to actually put it on TV. So if this will manage. But realize these people are not telling us about where you see. They're telling us about what it takes for them to even cover those games. Yeah. So, which is where I am saying they are not thinking outside the box. They're talking about how to the camera, what have you. There's what's the name of that thing they say drives around that might cost them, much of those amounts. So I think really, if they decide to explore alternatives that are available, maybe we can get to see some games on TV. It might not be 100% the standard. England did not start themselves. Yes, the South Africans, within a few years, they got to that level. But I will not measure Nigeria by South Africa today. No, I will not try it. I mean, the economy and the way things are done, infrastructures and what have you, we don't have it yet. But at least we can have our games on TV, even if it took them up to 1 million.
No, it's free now. Just have data. But all you need is just to have a good, strong internet. Because they stream from their Facebook page.
Handle.
Yeah.
You understand? All you need to do is just have good internet and use a good phone or camera, as it were. Connect it to your site, your Facebook page. And
it comes up, and it is the same with the website. Connect it directly to, and you can stream it, because they are not even trying. There's a difference in all day, and make I just try. They're not even trying. As I said, Vandressa, I myself know that it does not take even phone with proper positioning. You can at least get views. This churches streaming and whatever they do, that they change position of what is going on. You can even use that. Let's say it's not A level, but you can at least start. Let's know you are trying to do something. But we don't even see anything.
Broadcasting of the league is not free anywhere in the world. It's a huge income generator.
Now that the LMC themselves are not doing anything,
that's something will happen.
I'm hopeful too. Yeah, hopeful too, and maybe praying as well. It's our tradition this side of the world. I came across a conversation, albeit online conversation, printed media about. So I'll tell you the person that said it. I want all stakeholders to prevail on LMC not to reopen the league, because they will be exposing everyone from sponsors, quoting it verbatim. Our case is
in so much revenue in terms of television, because the head of Nigeria, because we don't have a running broadcast deal, as it were. What they have is a partnership with Nest TV that is yet to be active. We have little to lose there. Now look at it. The league we are playing, there's no one full season, as a matter of fact. So that's by the time you put the salaries of the players that's where they make money. We talked about it here recently. Enyimba Rangers getting financial windfall from CAF. At the end of the day, we will lose nothing if we end the season abruptly. We have done it before in 2018 after the World Cup. we needed to submit the names of our representatives, to CAF. We had to end the league abruptly after match day 24.
Send Lobby Stars.
Send Lobby Stars to the CAF Champions League.
There.
Rangers eventually won the Confederation Cup, the ITO Cup, and of course they took the Confederation Cup slot again. Now they have met, no doubt. But how are we going to end this season? They have played 25 matches, even though some teams have played less than that.
Like
Enyimba have played just 20. Now, how are we going to end the league? Are we going to still Super 4? Are we going to null and void the league? They haven't agreed yet. That was what Paul Bassett said on TV last week. You understand? Or should I? Okay, depends on about a month or thereabouts to before you start playing competitive football. Nobody brings these boys together to just come and say, I don't know about you out there, but I'm sure a lot of you out there have equally missed it. I mean, the banter, the live updates on Sundays like this and all that, I've missed it so much. I wonder how I have survived all this while.
God did it. You didn't know how it happened.
No, God did it. The MPFL, we love the MPFL, no doubt about it. The coaches give us a lot of talking points, even the players themselves in some of these things.
It seems
now, look at it. The other African countries, a lot of African countries have either cancelled the league, award the title to the leaders at the time the league was suspended. Some have said, okay, we will restart in so months. You understand? There's a plan. But here, we don't know. They are waiting for the country to restart. That is not when you're supposed to come up with your own plan. You plan ahead so that when the country restarts, you adopt your plan. That is it.
It seems the NLO Emeka.
But if you ask me,
have even made a plan for themselves, because they're saying that based on the 8 weeks standing order given by the NFF, recall
6 to 8 weeks, exactly.
6 to 8 week projection that they made. They said. The man now, the chief operating officer of the NLO.
Exactly, the training now.
More like the training, and I'm just chipping that in based on what you talked about, having a clear-cut plan.
Exactly, there should be that plan in place there. Because at the end of the day, we need to be proactive in some of these things. You don't wait till the government reopens the country. That is when you now start to plan. Okay, what are we going to do again? Because the meeting they had, the online meeting they had, they pondered on the possible ways of concluding the season. They didn't agree on anything.
Okay.
You understand? They didn't agree on anything. Because it means they will still meet again to tell us how they will end the league.
So wisdom.
If you ask me,
let me ask you.
Yes,
Go ahead.
Let us null and void this season, because I'm envisaging trouble already. Let's null and let it be as if we didn't even play this season. The same number of matches to play to United. What happened in teams in the MPFL played 24 matches and Lobby Stars led by clear 2 points ahead of Aqua United, if you recall. You understand? And we're like, Aqua United, we're even the better team in the season. But we were playing fantastic football under Adume Kaba. If the league had continued, Aqua United would have won it. But what happened? The league was declared inconclusive, and Lobby Stars was asked to go and represent Nigeria. They were not handed the title. Let's not forget. On that occasion, they all played 24 matches. So why would you even think of handing Plateau United the title this time around when all teams have not even played the same number of matches? As a matter of fact, Dakada FC have played with 6 matches. I hope you are aware. They have one more match than Plateau United. Enyimba have played 20 matches. You know the mathematics. If Enyimba win their 5 outstanding matches, they will topple Plateau United. 2 points clear of Plateau United. And we have seen Enyimba win 5 consecutive matches already this season. Haven't we? So if you ask me, let's just cancel this league, because there won't be any talk of promotion, because if you go to the NNL, some teams have played 3 matches this season. 4, 5 max. You understand? So they are not worthy of being promoted. We will just start afresh, the upper season, if you ask me. Otherwise, there will be trouble in the end.
All right. Emeka is envisaging trouble if the league is not nulled and void and restart when the country resumes, more like not the world now, because we are talking about the Nigerian professional football. Wisdom, would you want to go with Emeka's opinion? Quickly, please.
No, I think they're taking some rash decisions. Yes, in other countries, some things like this have happened, but why will you null and void the league now? And let's not forget, if you null and void the league, you send representatives maybe to CAF Champions League. Will Enyimba accept that they've not played 5 games? Then you now send Plateau United to go and represent us in the Champions League, and maybe the people following them. So I think it will not be. Look at even the Champions League qualification spots. Rivers United and Sunshine and the others are battling for it. I don't think they should cancel the season. I think they should wait, allow what I want is for them to wait. You see, MPFL, they should wait. If they don't have money, they should wait and make sure everybody plays. Let's not just award some people and send some people to Champions League. Because the main thing is Champions League and Confederations Cup. You don't get anything for winning the league.
Okay, phone lines are already buzzing. I'll get to them. But let's discuss Ahmed Musa on the show this evening, and let's introduce that discussion with this particular song. The song I love so much.
Super Eagles, waiting they happen, waiting they share, we want no. Shana Winch, I've been landing, no matter their plan, no, we go still they fly. Where you do? Where you do?
If you ask Ahmed Musa where you did, the man go answer you say Ide Al Nassr in Saudi Arabia. Super Eagles captain Ahmed Musa has confirmed he won't be leaving Al Nassr during the summer transfer window, despite report linking him away from the club when the transfer window reopens. He had a conversation, an interview, and I'm going to quote the man straight up. He says, "Those are rumors linking me away from the club. I love playing for my team and I would love to finish my contract with the club." Now, Musa also opened up on his torrid spell at the King Power Stadium. That's when he was in Leicester City. Before they signed me at Leicester City, they told me Riyad Mahrez was leaving. If I knew that Mahrez is going to stay, I would not join Leicester. I would have stayed at CSKA Moscow. When I came, we had a lot of wingers at Leicester City, yet I still got the chance to play. All right, Claudio Ranieri always played me behind Jamie Vardy, sometimes more. Okay, Super Eagles captain on the show this evening, Ahmed Musa, says he's not going to leave his club. But Wisdom, does Ahmed Musa still have much? Okay, maybe much would be an overstatement. Does he still have more to contribute to football? Both home scene, that's at the national team, and club-wise, that rumors are even linking him away from his club at Saudi Arabia.
Well, Ahmed Musa is a proven player, and albeit at the average level, he has proven himself. And any player that has proven himself, and people look at your age, and you're still around that age bracket where you could actually still offer something, they definitely will be considering bringing that person over. Let's not forget, Ahmed Musa was in Netherlands at some point. I mean, started from Nigeria here, scored goals too for fun here in the league, before from Kano Pillars, before moving over to Netherlands, and played for VV Venlo. Also painted Netherlands with goals and, of course, scintillating performances too, before he got that move now to CSKA Moscow. And he did really well too for CSKA Moscow. So if you look at all that, you tend to tell yourself, Leicester City was just that particular choice that did not work out for him. So I think, yes, he still has something to offer. You look at him when he plays for Nigeria. I don't like players wearing the captain armband most times. Some players, because I feel they don't know how to carry the responsibility. I don't think for me, Wisdom, Ahmed Musa might not exactly be the best captain. I think it has made him, he no longer plays the way he wants to play. He tries to be that man of the team and all those kind of things. So, but if Ahmed Musa decides to be that young man that he is, I mean, the age we have in our hands that he is, he should actually be giving us more in the national team. I mean, looking at what he did in the Nations Cup. So I think the man still has a lot to offer. The question is, would he be able to cut it now with some of these big teams that are in that kind of level? Would he be able to do it again at CSKA Moscow? He has been in Saudi Arabia for some time. A man who's 27 years of age, he went to Saudi Arabia, one of the not so good leagues now. If you look at their measurements, you want to compare them with where he's coming from. You can't compare it with Netherlands. You can't compare it with Russia. Maybe Nigeria. Even the toughness of Nigerian league, I mean, with all due respect to Saudi Arabia, I think Nigerian league is very, very tough. For you to score those goals here, you must be very good. So I think for me, maybe, but he has it in him. The question is,
more to offer, right?
Will he be able to actually find that same form if he goes to another an average side in Europe?
Emeka, Wisdom thinks Ahmed Musa still have some things to offer to football generally. Home from the home front, that's the national team at the club level. So do you think he should stay put at Al Nassr? He's 27 years of age, or he should, if an offer comes, he should move?
It depends on what was highly criticized, for a player his age. He moved when he was even 25, as a matter of fact. He's 27 now. Turns 28 later this year, So at the end of the day, it depends on what he wants. He has seen it all. Played at least 2 World Cups. Nigeria's highest scoring player at the World Cup, right? With 4 World Cup goals. I mean, nobody comes close, as a matter of fact. So he has seen it all. He has won the AFCON with Nigeria in 2013. He's done quite well at age grade level, under 20, under 23, before moving over to the Super Eagles. And 91 caps already for Nigeria. 9 more, he becomes centurion, as a matter of fact. So he's seen it all at his very young age. Remember, he burst into the scene quite early in the MPFL here before he left in 2010. He was the highest goal scorer, with 18 goals with Kano Pillars in 2010. I remember seeing him play against Eyimba in Aba on that occasion. So his talent's not in doubt at all. But the move to Saudi Arabia, we know, was basically about money, because they offered huge money for that move, and he's enjoying himself right there. It's one of those leagues where you go to, as an aging player to wind down your career.
Right.
Unfortunately, Musa is not even that old. He's not old, let alone being an aging player.
27.
Yeah, it's 27. He should be playing in mainstream Europe, but you can only go where you're wanted. We didn't hear that Barcelona wanted him and refused to go, or Chelsea wanted to buy him and refused to go and move to Saudi Arabia. We didn't hear any such thing. He was in Premier League with Leicester briefly, and didn't really work out well for him, and somehow he was even loaned back to his former club, CSKA Moscow, where he had some games and all that. And having said that, I think it depends on
or move
offer. It depends on the offer. What offer is on the table? He says he wants to stay, right?
Yeah,
that's what he says. He's enjoying himself,
and that money,
the money is massive. In Saudi Arabia, you're paid well. In Qatar, in China, in the Middle East, you're paid well. As a footballer, especially when you play for those top clubs and you're a big name player. It's one player that the whole world knows from his exploits at the World Cup.
Yeah,
you understand?
One of his goals was voted, nominated for best goal.
Exactly. So brilliant, player anytime to shift some of the responsibilities of playing in the national team to the younger ones. He knows he's older than these ones. They are still coming up. They need more time to express themselves and gain that exposure and confidence we talk about. So Musa says he's willing to even make a way for them if that's what the coach wants. So I think it depends on the offer on the table, but that offer must be able to be greater than what
a kind of an Igalo situation, Igalo Manchester United situation happened. Not necessarily